This is Banter!
This is Banter indeed, and this is another brutal day on the market. In fact, if you look at the Bitcoin charts, you will see that Bitcoin is now back at the lowest levels of this correction, and sentiment is not good out there. It seems that everyone is now in agreement that we are in a bear market. But if we are in a bear market, how long is this bear market going to last? And what strategy do you have to adopt right now if you're going to make money in this bear market and actually survive? That is what we're going to be looking at today, because I guess there's no doubt everyone's talking about it. We're in a bear market, guys. We're in a bear market. And the idea now is to change the strategy completely. If you haven't changed the strategy yet, you've got to change the strategy completely, because the worst thing that you can do is be a bull in a bear market. I was a bull in a bear market in 2017. And the problem is that you always think that the market is going up. So you keep buying and you keep buying and you keep buying. And then what happens is the price keeps going down. And unless you know exactly what you're doing, you're going to get gobbled up. You're going to get gobbled up. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. In fact, I thought maybe the best way to call this episode would actually be Survivor, because that's what we're playing now. We're playing a game called Survivor. So if you're new to our channel, welcome. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Give us some love, because we're here in a bull market, we're here in a bear market. We bring you technicals and fundamentals. We bring you free sniper school. Guys, I can't tell you how much fun this free sniper school is. And remember, it is free. There's a lot of people out there that are saying or purporting to be us. And effectively, what they're doing is they are taking away, they're taking money from subscribers. Guys, it's free. We're not taking any money. We don't take any money for anything from you guys ever. That's the nature of this community. We're here to help. We don't make money. We're here to help. We're here to give you crypto love and crypto wisdom and free crypto school. Let me tell you, crypto school is so much fun. I want to show you a clip from yesterday's crypto school.
What's up?
Okay, wait, that's not yesterday's crypto school, but let me show you one.
This is crypto benta, this is crypto benta, this is crypto benta, crypto benta for you.
Wow.
Awesome. I am happy to make $100 off of this thousand. And you need to say that before you've even entered that trade. And as soon as you leave your damn computer or you go do something, then all of a sudden the action happens.
Because us taking profit is paying for our expenses.
If you try and pick a bottom, you get shit on your fingers. The true wealth is built in the HODL portfolio. My Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my Arweave, my Luna, and a couple of others, my chain links, I would have been wrecked.
I never took my money, someone else will.
So you need to find out what kind of trader you are. Sheldon's got this killer instinct. I mean, you can trust him on that. He's a brilliant trader.
You guys find each other?
The universe.
The universe.
you have our
We all got scammed together.
1, 2, 3, crypto banter!
So that's like 2 minutes from sniper school yesterday. And I must say, there's that one song that these two Kazakhstani brothers, they're part of our community. They created the song. Guys, listen to this. It's the most catchy thing. I can't get it out of my head. I just can't get it out of my head.
Crypto benta for you. This is crypto benta, this is crypto benta, this is crypto benta. Crypto benta for you. This is crypto benta, this is crypto benta, this is crypto benta. Crypto benta for you. Smash that like.
That's exactly it, guys. Smash the like, smash the subscribe. Let's get into today's show. And I mean, guys, it's bad out there. I mean, it's bad. There's no other way to look at it. In fact, it's so bad out there that even the biggest people who are talking about the fact that there is that the market's going to survive and they're looking for these metrics that are going to survive, well, everyone's now turned bearish. And I mean, I just looked at YouTube this morning, and if you look at every single pile, they're all talking about bear market, bear market, bear market, bear market, bear market. And that kind of means that there's not many people right now who would say to you that we're in a bear market. I mean, we've broken all the technical indicators. We had the death cross. We broke the 200-day moving average. Every metric that you can look at from a technicals point of view says that we are in a bear market. And I guess this is part of the journey. We have to learn how to survive a bear market. It's not only going to be about bull markets. And in fact, bull markets are actually very, very, very short generally. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a show not so long ago. In fact, it was about 80 days ago. And I said that there were 67 days to go in alt season. And I said that I took this data from previous data of alt seasons. And I wanted to show, I said to you guys that I think that there are about 67 days left in this alt season. And look, I was a couple of days off, but more or less there were about 70 days left in the alt season. And the reason why I knew that was because I looked at the previous data. I looked at 2017 data. And what you'll find is you'll find that you need to stay in the game. And staying in the game means that you have, doesn't matter what price it goes up, whether the token price goes up or down. You just need to make sure that you stay invested. Because if you're trading and you're starting to make losses here, and it's very, 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 very difficult to trade in these kind of markets. I mean, we even heard Rudo and Lee, who are, in my mind, two of the best traders in the world, saying they're not trading this market. They're too scared. It's very difficult for humans to understand how to short things. Because generally, how we're programmed is we're programmed to think that we buy things because they go up in value. It's very hard for us to get our heads around the fact that you can sell things because they go down in value. And the reason why I say that it's important in the bear market that you are a survivor, right, is you got to survive the bear market. You got to stay in the game. And let me show you why you have to stay in the game. So this is the Bitcoin chart. Let me show you guys something here on the Bitcoin chart. If you zoom out of the Bitcoin chart, let's zoom out even more. More. Okay. What you can see is that the price rises are very, 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 very short in nature. So this real price increase started about the 20th of September and it ended about the 20th of December. So it was like a 60-day bull market or something along those lines. And we look again at this mini bear and this mini bull market over here. We start on the 10th of April 2019 and it went all the way up to the 27th of June. So again, a 2-month bull market. And again, we look at the real bull market that started to happen here. Started on the 24th of October, and by the 18th or 14th of April, this thing came down. And what we can see from that is that all the returns are made by hodling or by exiting 60 days or so in a bull market. So let's see what I mean. Look at the chart of Bitcoin. And this is the chart of Bitcoin. It's the same chart for many altcoins, not for all altcoins. But if you look at this, the people that held for a long period of time, people that started to hold in 2016, and we can go back for as far as you guys want, 2016, 2017, all the way to September. Look, the people that held throughout this whole period didn't make any money. They started making money here. They made money for 60 days, and then they were at a slightly higher base. And then from the 27th of April, 2018, all the way to 2021, 3 years, the people that held never made any money. And the money they made was in the 60 days of the bull market that we had. And so the name of the game here is to stay in the game. For as long as you're hodling, for as long as you're in the market, you have a chance to make money. If you sell, you don't get the chance to participate in the next bull market because you'll never know when it comes. And every time the price rises, you'll keep asking yourself, hey, is this the time? Is this the time? Is this the time? And you will miss every single part of the bull market. So I guess we come back to the same lesson that I told you guys yesterday. Now it becomes a patience game. You have to wait for entry points. You have to wait for the market to recover. It's all about patience. And the name of the game right now is changing your strategy. So the way I see it, you kind of got to do two things. You got to look at why is this market coming down? And then you've got to make a strategy to make sure that you survive this market. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here today. I'm going to look with you guys at why this market is coming down. We're going to look at it and see if it's a technical thing or a fundamental thing. And then I'm going to show you a strategy. I've got one massive strategy for you to effectively get you out of the bear market. This is probably one of the smartest things that I've come across, and I have to share it with you guys. I really have to share it with you guys. But you want this to be shared. I need likes, guys. Smash those likes. YouTube is banning crypto content. Let's get this show out there. Let's go. Smash the like button. Come on, guys, smash, smash, smash. I'm going to show you a strategy. I can guarantee you that no YouTuber in crypto history has ever showed you the strategy of trading in a bear market and actually making money. It's not going to be as much money as you would have made in a bull market, but I'm going to show you how you're going to make money in a bear market. And I promise you, there is no YouTuber out there that's done that. So smash the like button. When we get to 5,000 likes, to make money in a bear market, and I promise you, okay, we've got 3,400 likes. When we get to 5,000 likes, I'm going to reveal this amazing strategy to you guys. And I promise you, it's a massive, in fact, no, I'm going to show you the strategy now. I'm going to show you what I think about the market now. I'm going to reveal the strategy at 10,000 likes. So smash that like button, and let's go. Okay, as I said to you, what we need to do is we need to understand why this market's coming down. Why is there so much negativity? Well, the main thing that you need to know is that in bear markets, good news does not move markets. People rely on bad news. The narrative becomes all about bad news, and bad news feeds the market. So now it's a case of any kind of bad news would feed the market. I mean, it started off with this ESG fund, and we kind of know that it's FUD because Bitcoin is a very renewable industry. Mining may not be as efficient as it can be, but it is becoming much more efficient as time goes on, right? So what you need to understand is that the retail investor is listening to the narrative of the media. And the media is coming out with anything that they can now because they have to explain why the prices are going down. I mean, if you're a journalist and you wake up this morning and this is what you see. So the first thing that you see when you wake up is this. What are you going to do? You're going to write a good news article. You're going to say, hey, Bitcoin is being adopted in 100 nations around the world. You're not going to do that. You're going to try and find the reason why the Bitcoin price is going down, right? That's what you do. I know this. I mean, I worked with CNBC for a long time, and I kind of saw what the working process was. You look at the market and you say, okay, well, what's feeding this market? And then let me write a story about what's feeding this market, right? Exactly. That is exactly what's going on here. And right now, the narrative first was ESG. The narrative right now is China FUD. Okay, I want to show you this. Let's have a look at this. So if you open the papers today or the internet today, China bans financial companies from Bitcoin transactions. China bans banks from handling Bitcoin trade. Here's why Bitcoin dropped over the weekend. Bitcoin price falls again on reports of China is shutting down local exchanges. Let's look at another one. China renewed crypto crackdown, wipes off 400 billion. Another one. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, then PBOC orders Chinese banks to cut off accounts for crypto OTC merchants. Basically, if you open the newspapers or the internet today, that's what you see. But you know what's strange? That what I just showed you wasn't headlines from today. Most of those headlines were from 2013. Have a look at this. China bans financial companies from Bitcoin transactions. Date, 5 December 2013. Let's look at another one. China bans banks from handling Bitcoin trade. 5 December 2013. Here's why Bitcoin's value dropped over the weekend. 11 September 2017. Crazy. I mean, there are recycling stories. It's a narrative that's being recycled and recycled and recycled. And yeah, here's another one. Monday, 11 September 2017, Bitcoin falls again. Basically, China is now implementing the same narrative that's actually been around for a while. And if you've been around in crypto for a while, you know that China bans crypto at least twice a year. And they usually do it in the midst of the major pump because they're trying to protect the Chinese community from speculating. And so what do? When the markets get hot, the Chinese speculators start speculating, and then China bans Bitcoin again. And the problem is that we've got so much new money in the market right now, and there's a hell of a lot of new money in the market right now that have never, ever seen this before. And so when they hear about the China FUD, they think, oh my God, China is banning Bitcoin. When we see this, we go, oh, China is banning Bitcoin again. Okay, whatever. They banned it before. And I guarantee you that next year, this time, when the market is back up, China is going to ban Bitcoin again. That's what's going to happen. It's It happens every single year. But what's the problem? The problem is that we've got all these institutions. They have come in now. They've never seen this before. And they've got to protect their clients' wealth and their clients' capital. And what do they see? They see CNBC. They watch CNBC. And CNBC, for me, is the indicator of what retail investors are thinking. So when you want to know what the retail investor is thinking, then you need to watch CNBC. And it's super important to understand what the retail investor is thinking, because that's how you make your decisions. I mean, if you think about everyday decisions, like driving a car on the highway, you always think, what is the other person doing before you make your decision? The market is exactly the same. You have to think about what other people are doing before you make your decision. So let's listen to what the retail investor is hearing right now.
And crypto crashing, China's stepping up on its crackdown on Bitcoin mining as the reality of regulation certainly spooks investors. Jim, I know you were talking about Bitcoin with the Squawk Gang, and here during the before we came on the air.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of headwinds now to Bitcoin. Now, Tom DeMark, who's been the best, saying, listen, it's got to hold 30,000. But there's two headwinds, and one is I just think that when the PRC goes after something, they tend to have their way. The People's Republic of China, it's not a democracy, it's a dictatorship. But then I keep thinking about the FBI and ransomware and what happened with Colonial. We know Colonial. How many have we not found out? We know that people must be paying ransomware. So how about if the FBI goes to, say, the IRS and goes to the Justice Department and says, listen, we can't control this. And then they refer to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve doesn't want Bitcoin. And then they decide, you know what, no more ransomware, just like you're not supposed to pay kidnapping. We're going to use the same application. David, the next thing you know is that instead of thinking that Bitcoin should go up if it's outlawed, right, or if it's made tougher to be mining, Bitcoin goes down as if people are saying, I got a regime.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing when less of something is being mined and the price actually goes down as opposed to up.
It would be the eye over gold. You would say, wow, there's less gold.
Closing down 90% of the gold mines would typically bring the price
How else could it reason it goes going down?
Your argument is that China may be trying to crush it as a use case.
Yes.
Period.
Absolutely. And look, China, President Xi is different. And we all see.
So, I mean, I don't know if you heard that, but they said when less of something is being mined, the price should go up. What they don't understand is that Bitcoin blocks clear every 10 minutes. And every 10 minutes, the block reward is paid. It happens every 10 minutes, regardless of what the hash power of the network is. It just happens every 10 minutes. So what they think is they're comparing it to gold because they have such limited knowledge of what Bitcoin actually is. They think that now that there's less hash power, less blocks are being mined. But the Bitcoin algorithm is designed to just reduce the hash power. And so actually, nothing is going to happen because China has banned mining in China. Let's listen to the second part of this and talk about it a little bit more.
And I think Bitcoin's a direct threat to I think they believe that Bitcoin's a direct threat to the regime because what it is a system that's outside of their control. In our country, I think it's outside of our control when it comes to ransomware. And I doubt that Colonial is the first company to pay ransomware. I think they're the first that almost shut down the East Coast. But I think that it's the Justice Department, the FBI, and the Federal Reserve and Treasury could coalesce and say, okay, guys, if you pay ransomware, we are going to go after you. And so I am struggling for why when you limit mining, it should obviously go up unless there is a worldwide redemption, of which if I hope, then Tether is deeply involved. I know that Kate Rooney did a piece about Tether last week and how it could possibly be the weak link because they are part of what's involving with trading, and they have not really told us what kind of commercial paper backs them, and yet they are one of the largest buyers, and yet I can't find any desk that does business with them. So I got the Tether weak link. I got what the heck is.
So now you're seeing what the retail investor is seeing. Because the retail investor watches CNBC. The institutions are watching CNBC. They're not watching crypto banter. They should be watching crypto banter, but they're watching CNBC. And if they watch CNBC, they're thinking, wow, less Bitcoin are going to be mined. No. It doesn't work like that. The Bitcoin hash rate will drop and more Bitcoin or the same amount of Bitcoin will continue to be mined. Every 10 minutes, a block is mined and the block reward is paid. And then they're bringing up Tether FUD and they're bringing up ransomware FUD. And these are the same people who told their investors, their viewers 6 months ago or 3 months ago to buy Bitcoin because they believed it was an alternative to the system. It's because of these media institutions that flip-flop, that things are going to happen. I remember when I was at CNBC in 2017 and 2018, we ran the crypto show and everybody loved crypto. And they added a little widget at the bottom of the screen. They added a little widget with the Bitcoin price. Then the bear market came. They ran no more stories. There was no more crypto show for a while. And the widget on the screen disappeared until the price went up again. That is what the media does, the retail media does to the narrative. And you need to be able to see past that. Let's look at the reality. The reality is that the Chinese miners are moving out of China. Amazing. Because of that, the number of miners on the network, the hash rate, the number of miners that secure the network is going down. Generally, that would be a bad thing. We'd say, look, when the hash rate goes down, it means that miners are unplugging from the network and they're disinterested in the network. In this case, they're not disinterested in the network. In this case, they have to leave China. And we know this. We know that there are miners for sale now, and you can buy miners by the kilo. They're not even selling them as miners. They're saying, I've got 1 ton of miners. Would you like to buy it at $10 a kilo or $100 a kilo? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because what the market sees is the market sees a drop in hash rate. And the market says, hold on, a drop in hash rate must mean a drop in price. It's happened every single time. This is the Bitcoin price compared to the hash rate. Let me make it bigger for you guys so that you guys can see it. Okay, so look at that. Every single time that the hash rate goes down, so does the price. It's happened every single time. You remember this little dip over here when there was a power outage in Sichuan or in one of the provinces in China, and the price went down? That began this whole bear market and all these liquidations. Every time the hash rate goes down, the price goes down. But most people aren't looking at why the hash rate is going down. And in this case, I would say that you actually want the price to go up because the hash rate is down. Because the reason why the hash rate is down is because miners are moving out of China. Miners moving out of China means 2 things, and only 2 things. One is no more control in a centralized Chinese environment where the government flip-flops on crypto every 2 weeks. That's gone because the miners are moving. And where are they moving to? El Salvador, USA, Texas, other places, Ukraine, Kazakhstan. They're moving to all these places where electricity is cheap and subsidized and renewable. That is why the miners are leaving China. So this is the best thing that could happen. Short term, yes, there will be a drop in hash rate. But the drop in hash rate is not a big enough drop in hash rate to crash the network. It's not like the whole world is, all the miners in the world are leaving. It's just the ones from China. And I mean, I showed you this chart. I got you this chart. I wanted to show you a chart. Look at this chart. So what it looks here, what we're looking here is the miners' net position. And we can see that the miners were accumulating Bitcoin all the way down this bear market. The miners were accumulating Bitcoin. You can see it. That's that green part just before the arrow. And then all of a sudden, coincidentally, as China bans Bitcoin, the miners start to sell. But let's look at previously what miners did. Miners sell into strength, and they buy when the market is declining. You can see it. It's a clear pattern. And now they started selling. They started selling exactly, coincidentally, when the Chinese government said, you have to leave China. If you were a miner, how would you leave China? Easy. You would sell your Bitcoin, you would buy more mining rigs, or you would pay for your current mining rigs to be moved. And so we're getting this migration. At the same time, the stock markets are stable. Remember I said to you, the big risk is the stock markets. The stock markets for now are stable. There's more money being printed, and it's going to carry on being printed, and the Fed's balance sheet is growing and growing and growing. And this FUD is created by the miners or by China banning Bitcoin again. you ask me, this is the time to be buying. This is a test of your conviction. If you believe in crypto, then this is not going to rattle you. It's not rattling me. I mean, I must say, I'm buying. I told you yesterday I'm auctioning off my kidney. Later on today on eBay, I'm auctioning off a kidney because I actually want to buy more, and I want to buy more. The main thing is that you buy and that you do not trade in this market, and that you do not buy and sell. If you start buying and selling, you're going to time it wrong and you're going to blow up all your money. If you buy quality, then you will survive this bear market. No one can tell you how long this bear market will last. If you ask me, this bear market, 60 to 90 days to go from here. I don't think we're going into a 2 or 3 year bear market. But I do think that if the stock market crashes, it could be worse. I think we've gone through this bear market for, I think already like we're close to 70 or 80 days in this bear market. I think it's mid-April, we said. So since mid-April, we've been in this bear market. And I think that maybe we'll get another 30 days, maybe another 60 days, maybe another 90 days. What you have to do is you have to change your strategy. You have to survive. You have to survive. You have to survive. Because if you survive, then you make the money. And I want to go back and I want to show you guys this chart again. It's so important that you understand this. Look, the hodlers held for long periods of time. They survived bear markets and whatever you want to call it. And the price went up in 60 days. And the price came down, but to a higher base. And they hodled and they hodled and they hodled. And then this was a 3-year hodl. And then they went up. The story is that you have to survive. And how do you survive? Well, the only way to survive is to buy quality. Because what you realize is that throughout this whole bear market, the good projects continue to grow. They're not stopping. They don't look at the price and go, okay, today we're not going to roll out anymore. Bitcoin adoption, I showed you guys the chart yesterday, but Bitcoin adoption going towards all-time highs. I mean, I think, yeah, let me see if I've got it here. I may have it here. I don't have it here. But the number of active addresses is growing even in this bear market. Willie Wu showed it to us. He showed us that new people were coming into the market and the number of active addresses is growing. Look at top quality projects. And I want to talk to you about this project specifically. Arweave. Arweave setting more all-time high transaction counts this week. So the price is going down, but Arweave is setting all-time high transaction counts this week. What am I trying to show you guys? The market's broken up into 2 things. Speculators and builders. The speculators are here to make money and they're not going to be here when the markets go down. They run away. But if you buy the right tokens that are here for builders, right? They are going to be here for a long, long, long time. And if you hold them, you'll get an unbelievable reward. And I kind of want to show you this. It might take me a second just to put up the chart. But I really, really, really want to show you this because this is a real life story. This is my story. So I want to find a chart for you because it's going to be much better with a chart. And guys, remember, smash that like button because I'm going to show you guys a strategy where you can make money in this bear market and you can make a lot of money in this bear market. I don't know if there is a good enough chart, but let's have a look if we can see this. There's no chart. Okay, let's do this. Let me show you another chart. And it just shows you exactly the story. Let's have a look here. Are we? Let's try one more chart. In the meantime, guys, smash the like button. I'm telling you, I've got an amazing strategy for you, which no one in the world will show you. There's not a single person in the world that's going to show you a strategy of how to make so much money in a bear market. It's the same chart. What I wanted to show you guys, let me show it to you guys on a Bitcoin chart. BTC USD chart. Let me show you the BTC USD chart. Let me call it up for you guys over here. So if you bought tokens like Arweave and Luna and all the good tokens, the quality tokens that continue to build. I bought Arweave at the ICO. At the ICO, I was one of the first investors of Arweave. I paid a couple of cents per token. True story. For years, I held it. I held it for 2017, 2018, 2019. Arweave did nothing. The same thing with Luna. I bought Luna for a couple of cents in 2017. It went up and it went down again. In fact, let me see if I can find it for you guys on CoinGecko. Maybe they got a better chart. Here we go. We got it. So let us show you the maximum chart that they've got. Okay, have a look at this. If you bought a good token like I did, and this is a chart from 2019. I mean, I bought a whole lot sooner than 2019. I held 2019, I held 2020, I held. And only in 2021 did the price start to go up. And it went up from a couple of cents, from 7 cents, all the way to even after the correction now, I'm still making a lot of money. I'm still 20x up on my investment. That's exactly what you need to be doing. This becomes a game of survivor. You need to survive. How do you survive? You take all your shit altcoins, the ones that you bought because of the hype and the pump, and you move them into quality tokens, and you do this yesterday when I told you to do it. And if you didn't do it yesterday, do it today. But don't delay, because if this market carries on going down, the small projects are going to go to zero. The good projects are going to go down, but then over time, they're going to recover. That's what always happens. It happens to Bitcoin. It's happened to Bitcoin many times. I've showed you this. I'm going to show it to you guys again and again and again. Nothing up. Nothing up. It happens to all markets in the world. The majority of the returns are made in the 60 days of the raging bull market. That's what you need to remember. So let's look at the strategy now, because I said we're going to look at a strategy. Number one, sell your shit coins today and put them into coins that are going to survive a bear market. Okay. If you are going to buy, and I don't think that you should be buying, follow these 4 rules. 1, check the fundamentals of the project. Is there adoption? Is there a team building? Will there be a team building tomorrow? Listen to Sheldon, check the technicals. Ask yourself the biggest question in the world. Will it survive the bear market? Can it survive a 2 or 3 year bear market? If the answer is yes, then plan your trade. And what do I mean by plan your trade? I mean, before you enter a trade, you need to know the following. Before you make a trade, not after you make the trade and don't worry, I'll work it out. Before you make a trade, you plan your entry point. You plan your stop loss. You plan your take profits 1, and you plan your take profits 2. And guys, there are a lot of bargains in the market on very good tokens. I mean, I saw this earlier today. They can continue to go down, but let me show you what I mean. So let's go to CoinGecko. And then I'm going to share an unbelievable strategy with you guys, which you can all do to make money in this bear market, but only if you get 10,000 likes. Remember, I'm only doing it with 10,000 likes. So if we look at the prices today, you can get amazing, high quality projects. Polkadot, 14.29. Uniswap, do you think Uniswap's going to be after the bear market? It has to be. It's the backbone of all DeFi. And if DeFi is going to be a, Uniswap will be a. You can pick it up for $14. Solana for $23. I paid $45 for it, guys. You saw my trade. Matic, 99 cents. These are all going to be a Kusama. They're all going to be here after the bear market. So buy it now. Go on vacation. Do not look at your portfolios and survive. Make sure that you survive. If you trade in and out, you are not going to survive this bear market. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, if you trade in and out, you are not surviving this bear market. The name of the game here is to survive. Just stay in the game. Nothing else. Every time you do something, is it going to weaken you? Is it going to keep you in the game? That is the only thing that you need to do. Survive. Hold coins that are going to survive. Do not trade tokens, because you will get wiped and then you're not going to survive. Sit on your Bitcoin. Sit on your hands. Bitcoin, Ethereum, DOT, Link, Cardano. They will be here. They'll be in a year. They'll be here in 2 years. They'll be here in 3 years. They'll be here in 5 years. And ride it out. And the next time that we see a bull market coming up, then we will cash out some of those tokens and start buying altcoins. But until then, the best advice I can give you is to do nothing and to survive. Yeah, dollar cost average, just dollar cost average in the bear market if you still got cash. If you don't have cash, sell a kidney, sell a liver. I mean, I don't know. Very soon, one of my kids, first the kidney, then the liver, and then maybe one of the kids. But I'm going to keep buying, and I'm going to keep buying, and I'm going to keep dollar cost averaging down the coins that I know are going to survive. So that is what I wanted to show you, but I do have a strategy for you to actually make money in a bear market, and that's what I want to show you. But remember, guys, for that, I need likes. So smash those likes. I see we've got 5,800 likes. I'm going to show you an amazing, amazing, amazing strategy. No YouTuber in the world has ever shown you this strategy to survive the bear market and to actually make money. No one, no one. There hasn't been a YouTuber in history that has done that. What I want you to do is I want you to smash the like button, and I'm going to show you something that you've never, ever, ever seen before. Come on, guys, do it. Let's go, go, go. I see we've got 5,900 likes. Smash it, smash it. Okay, so I want to show you how you can get out of a bear market. Yes, we are in a bear market, but I want to show you how to get out of the bear market. This is like one of the best trading strategies ever, where you can actually make money. It's not going to be massive money, but you're going to make money, and you're going to make money in a bear market. And it's not about shorting, because I can't let you guys short. I don't think that we're good enough to short as a community. And if we do, I'm scared that you guys are going to wreck yourselves. So today, what I'm going to show you is how to make money in a bear market. So it starts off like this. Have we got enough likes? 6,200. Guys, smash the like button. If you want this strategy, you got to smash the like button. Okay, let's go. I'm going to show you guys anyway. So what do you do if you want to make money in a bear market? Very, very, very important. Or if you want to get out of a bear market, because I really want out of this bear market. So the best way to do it is as follows. You go to the careers.mcdonalds.com website. So it's careers.mcdonalds.com website. What you do then is you go to the tab that says restaurant jobs. I think that's a much easier place to get money. Now, what you do is you start looking for an opportunity that might work for you. So like for me, I think I'll work in anything to do with a restaurant. And then what you'll see is you'll see a whole lot of different jobs that are listed in the McDonald's website. Now, what I think is that you should try and find something that's like really good for you. So I think for me, let's just have a look here. I think I'm going to apply for a restaurant leader in Pennsylvania. I think that's probably the best one that most suits me. And then what you'll see is that a little window pops up here on the side. And let me try and make this a bit bigger for you guys so that you can actually see it. This is what I suggest. If you want to get out of the bear market, this is really one of the best ways to do it. Okay, so it says, yes, can I help? Provide me with your first and last name. What you should do here is enter your first name and your last name, which is exactly what I've done. Okay, now what you'll see then is that the robot or the bot will actually say, what is the best number to reach you on? So I'm going to give them a number. And basically what they do then is they start asking you questions about the job. So are you subscribing to ongoing text? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to subscribe. So let me just press yes. No crypto YouTuber has ever shown you guys this strategy in a bear market. Okay, so can you please provide me with your email address as well? We can email you during the application process. So I'm going to do that right now. This is the best trading strategy we could show you guys. I mean, so now what you have is you've given them your name. Are you legally authorized to work in the United States? Yes, I am legally authorized to work in the United States. Now, you've got to answer all these questions quite honestly. You have to be very honest. Yes, am I over 18? Yes, I am. And if you're not over 18, then just say you're over 18. It really does work well. I don't think they're going to check. How many years of customer experience do you have? I have about 7 years of customer experience. This is the best strategy. I'm telling you, this is the best strategy to get yourself out of a bear market. How many people management experience? How many years of people management experience do you have? I think I'm going to say 10, because that way I've got a better chance of getting in. Thank you. You may resume over here. So, you stick your resume over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to try and find something that that has my resume in it. Let me try and find a bio or something on my desktop. I should have a desktop somewhere. I'll quickly drag in a bio. Okay, I do have a bio on my desktop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually paste the bio in the McDonald's job application. Let me just try and find this bio so I can drag it across. This is the way to get yourself out of a bear market. And I'm showing you guys a trading strategy that no one in the world. Okay, now they're asking you a very important question. Which shift would you like to work? Now, for me, I think that the night shifts are amazing because then I can spend the day trading, right? Okay, thank you for your interest in McDonald's. We will review information and reach out to you within 3 business days. How else may you assist me? No other assistance. And that's it, guys. I mean, it's as simple as that. You just go to careers.mcdonalds.com and you can get yourself out of the bear market in no time, in absolutely no time. You've seen how easy it is to apply for a job at McDonald's. So if you want out of the bear market, I've shown you, I think, the best strategy in the world. But on a much more serious note, guys, the best thing that you need to do is you need to survive. Just survive. Just make sure that you hold tokens that survive. Dollar cost average. Keep buying Bitcoin. Keep buying Ethereum. I guarantee you that in 90 days, maybe a year, maximum a year, we're going to be looking at this and going, wow, Bitcoin's gone up over all-time highs again. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. So I'm Crypto Man Run. Enjoy playing your game of Survivor. A lot of you are asking about the El Salvador episode. The El Salvador episode will be released in 9 hours. 9 hours, the El Salvador episode will be released. Full footage, interviews with government officials, a trip to the volcano, amazing analysis of whether El Salvador is going to succeed. And we all need El Salvador to succeed. It's not about El Salvador's people. It's about all of us. Because if El Salvador fails, then other countries will look at it and say, look, El Salvador tried it and they failed. And we need to all help El Salvador as much as possible. So watch the episode today. It's coming out in a few hours. Otherwise, I will see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place. I may even join Sheldon's show. Until then, trade well, my friends.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are encouraged to do